Okay, so I am going to show everyone how to go into Formative and create different assignments and the different components you can add to an assignment, just in case anyone forgets or needs a refresher. So obviously, when you get to this page, you're going to log in or sign up if you haven't signed up yet. And also wanted to point out right here, this is where students can enter the class code or an assignment code. So just keep that in mind at this login stage right here. So you're going to go to login, and then I'm just going to click sign in with Google because that's my account I'm signed in with. And then, so this was the assignment that I shared with you during the training. So I'm just going to go to edit so that way we can see what it looks like. And so this is like behind the scenes. This is what it looks like when the teacher is creating. And if this doesn't look simple, then I don't know what is, because this is so easy to use, but yet it's so beneficial, because this is what y'all saw. This is what the students will see. So, I mean, it's so similar to what I just did. That's one of the great things about Formative is how easy it is to use. So I'm going to go back to Formative. And, well, first, I want to show you just that quick code real quick. I'm going to open up a new incognito window, which means that like it's private. So just to show you, so that class link is RQ. I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go to that other browser and go to GoFormative.com. Okay. And so say this was the assignment code. You gave it to your students, had them copy it in there, and then hit go. And this shows up. So in order for them to create an account, you can just give them the first assignment code. You know, you don't have to have them all create an account, then sign them into a class. So most of our students have Gmail, so you would do the login with Google, or they can, if they don't have a Google account, they can just create a username and a password, and then, or they can just sign up. The bad part about that, the only bad part is they can click the continue without logging in, but they still have to require the first and last name. So you're still able to see their results, but they're not necessarily able to go back and see what you graded because they don't have an account. So I would recommend that they do create an account. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that assignment part. And then there's also, like, let me go to my classes. And so here's my class code, and I'm going to copy that. Okay, and then let me go back to that other browser. I'm going to go back to Formative. I'm going to paste that code in and hit go. And say okay. So obviously they have to sign up as a student, and then they'll fill in all their information right here. And then they can just click sign up with Google, which would be easiest. But once again, if they aren't allowed to have the Gmail, they can just simply do a username. And then they sign up and they're enrolled into your class. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Okay, so let's create an assignment so that way we can do this together and we can see the different features and components. I'm just going to title this practice assignment. One thing I love about Formative is that it saves automatically. Similar to Google, how you could just X out and it's already saved. This is the exact same. Like I could lose internet connection right now and had 10 assignments already created on here, and it would have saved everything. It's just an awesome way to provide formative assessments. So let's go to add question. And then, so there's multiple choice. So as a teacher, you would say, what is 2 plus 2? And then right here, you would type your answer. So 4, 6, 2, 0. And you can also add a new option. So if you wanted to add like the letter choice, E, and then say none of the above. And then you're going to check the correct answer because this will automatically grade it for you, which is extremely convenient. And then there's also this option to add a help text, which is also very convenient for the diversity in the classroom, that some students may need a little extra reminder. So I'm going to say reminder, when adding numbers together, the product is always larger. Okay. And so if you want to see what that looks like, so once again, this took me all of 5 seconds to do that question without me talking. And then we'll go to preview. And they see basically the exact same thing you just did. Okay. So let's show you some other ones. Show your work. Awesome. Okay, and this feature I am so excited about. Earlier, they did not have this feature back when I was first learning about formative. And to me, this is extremely beneficial to math teachers. The first thing that came to my mind is coordinate grids. So if you said plot the ordered pair 4, 5. Okay, and so I just got this image off of Google. I just Googled coordinate plane and saved it to my desktop. And I'm going to open this. So now this is what, instead of just having a blank white canvas that would normally be right here, the students now have this coordinate grid. So you gave them directions, plot the ordered pair, 4, 5, and on their screen, they will use these colors to plot the point they want on there. So awesome. Okay. And once again, you can add help text. Another cool feature to do is short answer. So how comfortable do you feel with plotting? And obviously, I wouldn't set a correct answer for this because, you're going to get various opinions with this answer. So it'll just save you more time to just go in there and read each answer individually. Okay, and so now true or false, it's self-explanatory. Let's say 4, 5 belongs in quadrant 1. And that would be true. Okay. Or let's throw them for a loop. Belongs in quadrant 3. Okay, false. Okay, and then, so those were all of your add question options. Now you can go to your add content options. So there's image. So you could upload an image just for them to see. A good idea would to maybe take a picture of the correct answer and upload it here. Maybe a funny image like a pun about plotting or whatever, just to give them a little humor as they're going through this assignment. Your options are limitless with this. Text block, same thing. Say you wanted to give them a little note or directions or an equation, because you can insert a video right here. Once again, options are limitless. Whiteboard. This is one of my favorite options because this is something the teacher does and draws, just similar as if the teacher had an actual whiteboard in the classroom for the students to look at, but the students cannot draw on this or edit it or change it in any way. So say you wanted to say, here is an example of 1/4. And you drew your little drawing. Okay. So there's my little 1/4. Okay, and then you could add a show your work right underneath that and say, draw another example of 1/4. And so we'll leave that background image blank, so that way they can just draw whatever they would want to on there, whether it be a square representation, whatever. Then another favorite feature is the YouTube. So that's one of my favorite features because you can have them watch a little tutorial before they complete a certain part of the assignment. So, for example, and if you want to rearrange the question orders, you just press these arrows to like move it above another question. So I'm going to move this above the plotting question. And, okay, here we are. And so I'm going to say, watch this video before plotting. And then I'm going to search for plotting on coordinate grid. Okay, and it searches for YouTube right there for you. And you can preview the little video from right there. Okay, so I've watched this one earlier and it's really beneficial. So I'm going to click select. Okay, and so that video will be right there for them to watch before they proceed onto this one. Okay, and then this is one of the major updates they just did with Formative. Earlier last year, I was showing Miss Littlejohn this platform, and there is, before you could either create an assignment, which allowed you to do the add question and add content, so it was called Build from Scratch, and then the other option was to upload a PDF and like make it interactive, but you couldn't do both of them together. So like I couldn't add a PDF into an assignment I wanted to build from scratch. So Miss Littlejohn and I thought that would be so convenient if we could do that, and Miss Littlejohn actually messaged them. There's this little, you can chat with them. They listen to the teachers because they want to be constantly improving this platform and making it to where it's a asset to teachers. And so, we messaged them saying it would be awesome if we could do this, if we could upload the PDF onto the assignment part. And they had said, this is something we're working on. We value your feedback. And not even 2 months later, they did a complete update, and here it is. So this is by far my favorite part of GoFormative. So you can go to upload a document. So right here, you click the file to upload, and you can upload an image. So like, let me show you. I can upload this image. Okay, but obviously I don't want that image. Already did it. So I'm just going to do upload. You can do a PDF. You can do a doc. So let me see, like if there's a doc. So like there's a document, you could upload a document, but what I'm going to be doing is uploading this page of a PDF. And this is a science question, so I'm going to say, I'm not going to actually label this page. What I'm going to do is, you see how I have my mouse, my cursor right here, and then over here it becomes into a plus sign. This is how you make this page interactive. So this question is about the water cycle, and I want to make sure my students have reviewed and have a refresher on the water cycle. So I'm going to click this plus button, and I'm going to click add content, and then I'm going to go to YouTube, and I am going to say, watch this video before answering the question. And then I'm going to search for, oopsies, water cycle song. Okay, and once again, you can play from right here to preview. So hit select. Okay, and then I'm going to hit done. And that little icon stays right there. And then this says what change is most likely observing in the model. And right now, condensation is occurring. So right here, I want them to answer this question. So I'm going to go to add question, multiple choice. And right here, you just leave the question text blank because the question's already being asked up here, so they don't need to have the question restated right there. And you also don't have to type these answer choices because, once again, the answer choices are right up there. So the answer is condensation, so I'm going to select B as the right answer, and then hit done. Okay? So now let's go look at it from a student's view. Okay, so let's go to preview. Okay. And so this is exactly what a student would be seeing. They'd see the teacher's name, the title of the assignment, their name right here, and then once it's graded, their score will show up right here. And like how many points they got out of this one, etc. So let's go in and answer these questions. Okay, they would watch this video. Okay. And then they go down. This is where they would plot their ordered pair. Okay, so there's their, and you could even say, number the, okay, number the coordinate planes. Okay, so how comfortable do you feel with plotting? Very comfortable. The video was very informative. Okay, and then it says 4 or 5, ordered pair 4 or 5 belongs in quadrant 3. Well, this is how they showed their work. Obviously, it is in quadrant 1. And as the students are doing this, you're able to see these live results come in on your computer. So to me, that is just so beneficial because the teacher right then and there, it takes it a step further for intervention. With the summative assessment, it's only a check for student understanding, but that formative assessment, you're able to intervene in real time. That's how the student grasps that concept. So that's why I love formative and formative assessments in general, because teachers can actually use information that they gain from assessing their students in order to help that student grow. So all this work is being shown as they're writing it, as they're doing it on the teacher's screen, so she can immediately intervene and say, hey, what misconceptions do we have here? Okay, so I'm going to say false. This is where I had put that little image, but I didn't upload an image, so that little icon was still there. I could just go back in and delete that image or add one if I decided I wanted an image. That was the text box. And then here is where the whiteboard option was, and it says here's an example of 1/4. Draw another example of 1/4. And so I'm going to go in as a student and draw, and then do, it's a little more than 1/4, but you get the idea. Okay. And then here is the interactive PDF part. So they see this little green icon, then they know they need to click on that, and they would watch this video. And then to get it out of the way, they would just press the green icon again, read the question, go down here, select their answer choice, and then they hit submit. Okay, and then it tells you your work has been submitted. Thank you for using GoFormative. So let's go to our live results. So as you can see, from this view right here, it will show all your students. Like, I'm the only one that's answered this assignment, so I'm the only student right here. But say Sally answered, her name would be right here with all her answers. And then Joe answered, and his name would be right there with all his answers. And so it would just scroll down that way, which to me, it's easier to look at and easier to grade that way, because you can just sit there and go bam, bam, bam. So right here, I got, did I set the answer? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I said the answer choice to 6. Blonde moment. So anyways, but you can go in and correct the key right there. So I set that as A, hit save, and then with that one, we didn't set a key for that. So I'm going to look at their answer. I'm going to expand this, look at it. Okay, they plotted it. Great. I'm going to minimize that. Or you could even grade it from right there as you have it pulled up. So I'm going to give them a 10. That was awesome. I'm grading myself, so I'm going to say I'm awesome. Once again, that was their opinion, so I'm going to grade that. I'm going to look at their drawing. Great. Well, she scrubbed out the lines a little bit. I'm going to give her an 8 for that. Okay. And then it auto-graded number 6. Okay. And then right here, it automatically percentages it out for you and gives you the grade. So Ashley Walker would have made a 97% on that assignment. She should have made 90 for setting the answer choice of 6, but we'll let that slide. And so this is another view that you would have. It's a quick way to jot down in grade books or whatever. And you have this export option too, where you could export it as an Excel sheet. So if you see down here, it's going to download as an Excel sheet. And it'll open up in Excel with, so there's my scores all right there. And it opened it up in Excel. So, and then this, method is you view the questions individually, and then everyone's responses will show up right here. So plot the ordered pair. You can show names and show scores, or you can take that away, which to me is awesome because they have no idea whose graph this is because it doesn't have a name. It still has the score up here when you click to expand it, but there's not a name. So if you wanted to show this to your class as an example and say, I really like how not only did they plot the point, but they went ahead and labeled the quadrants. They really proved their work, etc. And you can sort it, most recent, highest score, lowest score, first name, last name, etc. And, that's pretty much it. It is so easy to use, and it's so efficient. There's a profile button where you add your email, how you want your name to appear. I don't put my phone number. Profile image, teacher details. I left all that blank. Obviously, your password and account, and then your classes. This is where you create your periods, which is simple. You obviously just do create new class. What should we call this class? Bam, and it creates a class period. This is, you can mass enroll students if you fill out a spreadsheet or whatever, but it's just as simple to give them a class code and set a day for them to actually sign up and get registered, and then that's all you'll ever have to do. They'll have their account from then on. And then, like I said, there's the class codes. You can rename that class if you want to. When you click on it, it tells you, like if there was already a student in this class, it would tell you who's enrolled in here. And that's pretty much it. It's so easy. It's efficient. I'm in love with it. I loved it at the beginning, and ever since they've done the update, it's everything that you could have asked for with them combining those two assignment options. I just really think, especially for math teachers, but not only for math teachers, I think there's so much instant ideas that math teachers can grab from this, but I think with innovative thinking that all subject areas could pull from this. And then this new folder option, you can create it. So say you had your higher learners were in a class all together, so you wanted to create extra assignments for them in case they finished earlier, and so you could do extra assignments or whatever, or say you had a student who wanted more practice, you could do extra practice assignments. And it's just really to save organization, so you could put this one into that folder, and you just grab it from right there. And if you ever wanted to delete an assignment, you just click on it and delete. If you ever want to copy an assignment, you just click on that and then copy. That's the copy button. And yeah, that's it. Share with teachers. You can share this assignment that you've made with other teachers. Show scores. that's just showing like their scores on the student's view, that they can see their scores on their assignment. So if you don't want them to be able to see their scores, you can turn it off. But if you do want them to see their scores, you can leave it on. And that's it. I really hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions at all or confused at all, please don't hesitate to ask. I will help in any way possible.